let's come home. At least 8 Queensland State High Schools have revealed they've taught Year 12 history students about the wrong Ceasar. It comes after one of the state's top schools apologised for the same mix-up. William Murray joins us now from Brisbane. Will, just a mind-boggling story. What can you tell us about what we know so far?
Oh, good morning, Bridget. This sounds a lot like a recurring nightmare that I've had often since leaving high school, because several classes of ancient history students here in Queensland will be turning up to an exam today having studied the wrong topic. Now, this issue was first identified by the school behind me, Brisbane State High School, which is one of the city's biggest and most prestigious public schools. They realised on Monday that they'd been teaching their 2 classes of ancient history students all about Emperor Augustus. Augustus had been the topic of the final exam between 2020 and 2024. However, this year's topic is actually Julius Ceasar. Now, that made pretty big news here in Queensland yesterday, and several other schools, 7 other schools, have since identified that they've done the exact same thing. So Queensland's Curriculum and Assessment Authority has put out a statement saying that the schools were notified of the change to Julius Ceasar in 2023 and then reminded again in mid-2024. However, it's pretty clear that a lot of schools haven't got the message. Now, the schools involved have quickly been running cramming sessions all about Julius Ceasar over the past couple of days, but as I mentioned, some of these schools only found out yesterday, and the exam is this afternoon. And of course, these students have got a lot of other exams to worry about, including English, which was yesterday, which I believe almost all the students sit. So not a great deal of time to learn a whole new topic. The Assessment Authority says these students will be given special consideration if possible, and they've also reminded students that this exam is actually only worth 25%. So there's still an opportunity for these students to do well in the overall subject, and they say that the exam itself will be skills-based. But as I mentioned earlier, Bridget, I'm not really sure what that means and how you would still do well in an exam if you hadn't studied the correct subject, but that's a matter for the students. The state's Education Minister has also launched an investigation, but I imagine that's pretty cold comfort for the ancient history students walking in pretty blind this afternoon.